Fred?
This meeting is being recorded.
Well, it doesn't have the stand on.
I should have that pillow over there.
All right. I think you were out of the room there, Fred, but I was just letting everybody know we have to end a little bit earlier today because I have another meeting that needs to go live at 11 a.m.
We're going to start right now.
All right, over to you,
So let's
Chair.
call to order. Oh, thank you very much. Let's call to order. There's no pecuniary interest to do the adoption of this meeting. Town hall elevator is ongoing still. Mandatory training follow-up to be arranged, right?
Yes, correct.
Wasaga Beach Seniors Information Active Living. Did you want to do that one, Laura?
So that's just I'm leaving it on there so everybody knows we voted to take a booth at the committee, or sorry, at the convention this June. So until I hear back from them about all the setup and protocol, I'll leave it there, and then everybody can sign up and we'll do that later on. So just there to keep me as a reminder.
Okay, thank you very much. Next one, 5.1, the Accessibility Accreditation Initiative Committee update. That's Mark, as I recall, isn't it?
Yes.
Morning, everybody. And Fred, you are correct, but it's actually Mark, Al, and Kevin. So I've gotten some input from the committee with regards to doing a soft release. Vic, I got yours. I missed it, so it's not on my notes here, but I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, you suggested the gas station on 45th Street. Am I correct?
Correct, yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you. We've had some good thoughts. Al put in Jewel Box, Castle Hardware or Home Hardware, the Iron Skillet or Georgian Circle as a restaurant. So those are some thoughts. John had breaking down barriers in Collingwood. Oh, Home Hardware in the beach. You know, some good information with regards to Home Hardware. Actually, 10 years ago, they had an event there with regards to accessibility. Another one that I've put in, and I thought might be something that's open, was Grandma's Beach Treats. I've talked to Deputy Mayor Bray about it, and she seems quite interesting in helping the committee on fine-tuning and increasing the acceptance of the program itself. As a result, committee, I'm not quite sure how we should be doing this. If Laura, and I mean, heaven's sakes, let's keep your thoughts on businesses coming in, definitely. But Laura, my thought was, if you're going to do a special meeting this sometime this month, maybe we can bring it back up with a scoring thing on the businesses. So in other words, I'll put together some kind of a tick off box, and you can just send it to everybody, and then we can tabulate. Yeah, you know, 3 people are interested in the jewelry box, 3 are interested in the gas station, or, you know, we've got a tie between Home Hardware and breaking down barriers. That way we start getting the thought process around them. And I'll throw this out to the committee for your feedback now, if you don't mind, and knowing we're trying to get things moving along. What's your thoughts on trying to do a small and big business? You know, something like, as Al said, the Jewel Box, which is small, or Grandma's Beach Treats, not a lot of employees, not a lot of actual square footage of business, and probably a lower end business or financial status. In other words, not like a big box. And then maybe do a big one like Home Hardware or something like that. Having 2 thought processes so that we can better fine tune the accessibility or the acceptance of the initiative by getting feedback from a big business and a smaller business. Just your thoughts, committee? I'm open ears now.
Okay, Mark, if I could just add, I forgot to make email you. You can put Walmart on that list. Hello?
He's muted there, but he's listening to you. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I heard that, Fred. My question was, did we want to just do one as a soft release, or did we want to try and do a dual with regards to a small business and a large business?
In
Some
my
feedback.
opinion, Mark, in my opinion, Mark, I think you've got a good idea. We should do one for the big businesses with bigger square footage and employees, and then one for the smaller businesses like, you know, Grandma's Treats and the jewelry box and the gas station. I think you're right on the money on that one.
Okay, then what we'll do is I'll put together a spreadsheet list with regards to options for small businesses, and I'll try and I won't have a whole bunch of criteria, just it looks like a small business. And then larger businesses, and we'll get it out to the committee for our special meeting, and then we can knock that one down, get votes, select one or two. My thought process is that the committee sends out a letter to these businesses and say, hey, this is the initiative, what we want to do. And would you be interested in doing a soft release and help us out fine-tuning our initiatives so that businesses in the future will want to use this tool? Does that sound good?
Okay. Sounds good. Okay, Mark, you're up again on 6.1, residential accessibility improvement program. Give us an update.
Thank you, Fred. Just looking at that.
Mark, sorry to
Yes.
cut in. Are you okay if I just flip around the contest one so we can, just because we have Mike here, I don't want to keep him too long, and then we'll jump back into that one. I should have organized that better.
Okay.
No, that
So
works
let's
for
go to
me.
6.3.
Definitely.
Laura, you're fired.
Is that the creation of a video?
Or sorry, yes, that one.
All right, then you're up there.
So I will just take a minute to introduce everybody to Mike Jennings. He's here today. He's our the town's communication officer. I've been working with him on the creation of the videos we discussed at the last meeting about for social media that kind of show accomplishments, accessibility in the town and whatnot. And we've taken that list that I brought to you guys and kind of prioritized or picked 6 that we think we should do right away that will run from now till, what was it, October, Mike, I think?
Yeah, thank you, Laura. Our intent was to pick 6 topics. We would roll one out each month, and that would take us into the fall, at which time there's going to be the municipal election, and we would have to pause this type of messaging. So Laura and I went through a list of 13 possible topics and kind of identified the 6 that we thought were kind of the best to start off with. And I'll go through those with the committee in a moment. Our intent with each topic was to have a member of the committee introduce themselves and sort of deliver the message associated with that topic. And each video would be about a minute long. Typically with social media videos, the longer you are, the less people watch. People have really short attention spans. So I don't know if you've seen our Twin Pad Arena and library construction update videos. We started rolling those out in January. They're about a minute to a minute and a half at the most. So the 6 topics that Laura and I identified were accessible playground locations, accessible parking locations, transit accessibility, Moby chairs, and we thought we would tackle Moby mats at a later date when the weather is a little nicer, but we could certainly do the Moby chairs. a video that focused on 2021 accomplishments. And so the purpose of that video would be to kind of give a high-level overview of accessibility accomplishments from the past year.
Mhm.
And then lastly, would be a video that promos our accessibility contest that we've sort of got in the works with Max FM through Bayshore Broadcasting. So that's kind of our thought at this point. We would like to, if the committee is agreeable to those topics, get some direction on when we might shoot these, what people's availability would be. Because we would like to shoot them sort of all in one day. And so we would schedule everyone sort of 30 minutes apart and get them knocked off in one day. And then we would be able to process them and get them ready to roll out rather than try and, shoot one each month. So that's kind of my comments for now. I don't know if there's any questions from the committee.
I don't see any. Is everybody okay with those
Sorry.
topics?
Yeah.
We do have a list, so there will be an opportunity to
Yeah.
do more, but we figured those are important ones. Let's get those running. Should things change or something comes up during the summer, Mike and I can come back and reshoot a new one or add something in there. But I think it's a great start. And is there anybody who's uncomfortable being part of a video, or can I maybe I'll send out a list of the videos and everybody can tell me which ones they want to sign up to talk about and we'll go from there. And I'll send out some dates. Does that work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
the intent would be that whoever is participating on behalf of the committee, you would kind of be responsible for crafting your message.
Yes.
We don't want to create words that are awkward for you to say
Mhm.
and to deliver. So, we would ask that you kind of put together your little script of what you want to talk about, and you can deliver it in the best way you want. If you want to write the script out verbatim and deliver it that way, or maybe you want to put together the script as bullet points and then we'll just start filming and you can talk. We can do it that way as well.
And we're here to assist you if you'd like to do it, but still want us to help you script a little something. But we thought it would be really important and cool to have words directly from the members that aren't scripted by, someone like Mike, who does a really good job doing that, but he doesn't know certain things that we discuss here from day to day, right? So
Exactly.
yeah. Okay, awesome.
Okay,
So
Mike.
thank you. Oh, John, go ahead, John.
Just a question. Sorry, I was a bit distracted when Mike was reading the list there. A good one, I think, if you didn't have it on the list, I don't think I heard it, was the fact we did the review of the new arena library
Yes.
as the committee. And I think that'd be, very well received in the community if we spoke to that, I think.
So that one was on our list of the
was it?
13. It was on the 13. We just narrowed it
didn't
down
make
for
the
right
cut.
now.
Okay.
Just because we did obviously have that meeting with the arena and there's some really cool things coming into it, but we thought maybe when we got closer or knew when the date of that opening would be, it would be more of a big draw and important message to deliver closer to.
Okay. So
And again,
Yeah,
we still can change it. So
We're looking for stories to tell when the arena is getting ready to open and in the early, months of it being open. And we thought that the accessibility features of it would be a really nice story to tell once
And
it's
show.
open. And once we have actual stuff that we can, take pictures of, take video of and show people rather than sort of us just talking about it conceptually.
Yeah.
So that was why it didn't make the list of 6.
but it's on the big list.
It is, yeah, very much.
all good.
Awesome. Okay, so thank you,
Okay.
Mike. I'll get that sign up sheet ready with some dates that work and who wants to sign up for what, and then I'll come back to you and we can book that in solid, Mike.
Great.
Awesome. If that was all. And nobody
Okay,
else has any
Mike, thanks
questions? You're good. Thanks, Mike.
thanks for coming.
Thank you.
And we'll talk to you later, okay, Mike?
Perfect. Okay, sorry about that, Mark.
Let's go back up to you. For the improvement program.
Yes.
Awesome, Fred, and welcome, Jen. The 6.1 residential accessibility improvement program got some good feedback from the committee. Earlier, before we went on air, I thank John for all his feedback. Another one yesterday that was great. I'm hoping to be able to take the suggestions from the committee and work them into the document. Again, the document was a generic clone from the fascia one, so it needed some massaging to get it more specific for accessibility, and I think the committee identified that, and the suggestions that were given were very positive. So I'm hoping, might not be for our special meeting, because I think that's going to be packed, but definitely by what's today? Today is March, April meeting. I should have something that the committee can look at, and I'll highlight the changes so that we don't have to go through the, I don't know, 16-page document again. And I'd like to work that down on Al's suggestion with regards to try and keep it simple. And I think we should try and do that. So Fred, that's my update on that. If we want to go to 6.2, I'd be ready.
Yeah, and also, Mark, we've done 6.2 your council.
Oh, you're cutting out there, Fred.
Okay, Mark, you want to do 6.2? And then right after that, you want to do your council's update?
Yeah, I can do 6.2 and the council update. 6.2, with the contest, one of the big things that we're looking for from the committee is questions. Al sent in 4, and I'm not seeing anybody else's. If people can send them, that would be great. I mean, I can formulate some, but I think it should be more generated from the committee, because I think it's a good contest. I think it's a good initiative to get the name and the thought process of accessibility out to the committee. I mean, out to the community. So yeah, please, people, kick in those questions. And one of the things I chuckled after I saw Al's, it was like, oh yeah, no, that's good. That's good. That's good. Oh, I feel bad. I don't know the answers. So when you send in your questions, send in the answers too, please. I mean, it's a struggle sometimes. But if I can let the bird out of the cat, or if it's Laura's thing, I know that the coordinated committee will be seeing a report from Laura in regards to funding for this. So I definitely will be championshiping this for the committee to make sure that the funding is in place so that we can do this initiative. Because again, I think it's another positive feather in the cap of the committee, definitely. That's my update for that. Fred, if there's any questions, I'll do that, or I'll move on to councillor update.
I'll just add to that, Fred, quickly. I know Mark mentioned it. So yeah, so next week I just did a report because committee was supportive, obviously, of the contest. So I do have to write a report to request that additional funds, which we're looking to council to hopefully approve from corporate initiatives budget, which is just budget that's approved for town champion, things that come along throughout the year that promote and build on the community and standards and stuff like that. So we've got support from the CAO, and we will bring that next week, and I'll let committee know right away at the special meeting. But also, questions, they can really be something to like, what year was the AODA Act or whatever passed. Just gets people going to look at legislation and looking at stuff, not just like, where can you get a beach chair, but let's get them looking at the stuff that actually says, here's what you need to do, and here's what businesses and stuff need to be responsible for. So definitely, if anyone needs help looking into stuff, but let's get those questions in, because I think I'm anticipating some good support from council, which means we need to jump into this contest right away at the end of the month, if that does go through. So we'll be looking for those questions. The radio would be right away.
And if I can continue on with Laura's thoughts, Fred, yeah, I could see it going towards the end of the month or early April with the help again of Michael Jennings, our communication officer, who's been working really hard with XFM to get that going. Sorry, go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah, I was just wondering what are the types of questions you're looking for?
Okay,
Just so I have a basis of what I'm because I don't want to come up with some stupid question that's just off the map, right? I don't know.
No, I think what we really want to do, and I'll leave it to the committee to either criticize my thought process or kind of join in and say, yeah, it's kind of like that. The first off is, I mean, the obvious thing is tied into accessibility and to increase the knowledge. So as Laura said, you could go into the legislation, definitely on that. I love the concept of updating the community on what successes the committee had done. It could be has the accessibility committee presented in our local public schools in 2019? Yes or no? That kind of highlights and stuff like that. And it says to increase awareness. That's the essence of this initiative, to try and generate the thought process in our people that are out there that, yeah, accessibility is important in our community and it helps everybody, so those kind of thought processes. And, Kevin, no questions, a silly question. I'd rather have far too many than not enough.
Mhm.
If that helps.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
I got a question. I thought it was more like, for example, what does the name Wasaga mean? Or what was the original name? Or when was the bridge on the beach there originally built? Or something like that. So it's not in relation to our area.
No.
More so focused on accessibility in Wasaga Beach. So yes, keep the centralized theme, you're right, but maybe more so like, when did the town purchase the Moby chairs that are found at Provincial Park for renting? Something that's going to get them to look for it, but also take note that, oh wow, you can rent a chair to go into the water and instead of like a personal wheelchair or something like that. Or I know John provided a list of organizations that provide funding to people who apply. So maybe we can say list one type of funding that is available for, a person with disabilities to apply for, which is like, what is it, March of Dimes and stuff like that, John, I think. Yeah. Even if they listed one, like as long as they go Google them, they can give us the name of whatever one. And if we know it's on the list, we'll accept it. Something to get them looking at information.
And just a little off the top side to further to that, I understand through Michael with regards to Max FM, they want the other stuff with it, so that when a person goes to answer that question, there's links so that they can expand their knowledge on it. With the Moby chair, yeah, we got a Moby chair. What's a Moby chair? So that link should be there so people understand what it is, those type of things.
Okay, guys, I'm trying to move on. Laura on a tight crunch here. We get Mark. We get your council update, please.
Yes, really quick. Council, we haven't had a whole bunch of meetings this last couple of months. We moved some stuff forward. Has nothing to do with council, but I'm very, very happy to see a roof on the casino. I thought that was kind of nice to see moving forward with that bill. And actually there's a few people in the community asked me about it. And again, it's nothing to do with council, it's private business, but it's nice to see that. Again, there's faith in the community of Wasaga Beach, and we've got a lot of build. I mean, you just have to talk to Danny, our head building person, and subdivisions and buildings and businesses are just going skyrocketed. I know last year they beat every records they've had in the last 5 years for building. So that's a positive for the community in itself. that's probably about all, Fred. Besides the fact I've been getting out and doing a lot of cross-country skiing.
Okay, Mark, thank you very much for the update. Laura, do you have any updates from your end of the town?
Nothing apart from, I will let everybody know about the special meeting later this month to look at the items we need to discuss there. So we can move right into committee updates if you want to move around your screen, or can you see everybody, Fred? You want me to do it for you?
Pardon me, Laura, I can get that.
We can move right into the committee member updates. Can you see everybody's face, or do you want me to call them out?
Yeah. Yeah, you can call.
Sure. So I have in my top corner first, we'll start with John.
I'm not in the top corner.
You're in my top corner.
Just maybe a question of the committee. The community health center that we used to meet in has for a long period of time been working on erecting a new facility, and the wheels of motion in the government and Ministry of Health work very slowly, but we're getting very, very close to the point of starting construction at this point. And it's going to go on the same location over there at Ramblewood and 45th, the same plot of land, 16,000 square foot, 2-story medical building. We're at the point in the engineering of doing the reviews for infection control and health and safety, and also accessibility. So I didn't know whether it's not a town facility, but if you wanted me to bring those drawings to a meeting where we could do an accessibility review on the building at this point in time.
To answer that, Fred, we obviously that we have an obligation for the town buildings, but there's nothing that says we can't, review. So if someone else is willing to bring them and they want an opinion from us, by all means, we encourage that for sure, and we can offer up any suggestions or things that we see from our point of view. Absolutely.
Is the rest of the committee up for that if I brought that forward?
Yeah.
Yep, that looks like everybody there, John. Yeah.
Mark's got to hand up.
Okay.
Awesome.
So that's all I have.
You got your hand
That's
up?
all you have? Yep. No, everybody had it up there, Fred.
Just a second. Hang on. Laura, Mark had his hand up.
Oh, he was just saying he was supporting John's information there.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yep.
Okay, go on, Laura.
No, that's okay. Next I have Al.
Oh, just very briefly, I was very pleased to be invited to attend a Zoom meeting regarding branding for the town. That was a very interesting meeting, and I was pleased to be invited to that. So I haven't heard any follow-up from that committee. I'm sure they're still working on it.
Yep, and I think there was a online voting or something
Yes,
out there from the that everybody can go take a questionnaire about.
Survey. There's a survey.
Thank you. I couldn't get the word out.
Yeah.
A survey on your points of view and what you're looking for branding. So if committee wants, I can provide that link. I think it's still open, and you can. I
believe so. Yes.
And you can submit your survey results. I'll send that out to you guys. Everybody can take a look. Branding.
Laura.
Yeah.
Do we know when this emergency meeting will be?
Kevin,
if you don't know a date, eh?
I don't know for sure. He was thinking this second last week of March, so not next week, but the next week.
Okay. Okay.
I'll
make it work.
Well, and if he can, I'll get him to give me like maybe 2 or 3 dates, and I'll pitch those, and we'll see what works best for everybody. It doesn't have to be a Thursday. Yeah. So okay, so branding. Okay, so Kevin, you're next. Anyways, if you have any updates.
No, I'm good.
You're good?
I do, but I don't want it recording. I want to tell the committee.
Sure.
Yeah, at the end if we're okay.
Yep, I can stop the recording at the end for sure.
Yep.
All right, we'll jump over to Vic.
I don't have anything going on.
Nothing? Okay. And again, we'll have another meeting this month. If something comes up, let us know. Fred, you're next.
When you turn the recording off.
Oh, you're cutting out, Fred.
When you turn the recording off, committee, got a question I want to ask.
Okay, we're getting bits and pieces there. You have a question?
He wants to ask it when the recording is off.
All right, when you,
Fred,
He's
you there?
asking if he wants to ask a question, Laura, when the recording is off.
Oh, is that what he said? Okay, yeah, I'm not getting like
Yeah.
any of that. Okay, then we'll jump over to Jen.
I don't really have anything, but I did have, and I don't know if you have this information, but I did have somebody ask if it's known what the plans are for the old arena once the new one's going.
I might just pass it over to Councillor Kinney, but I don't think that's been anything that's come forward to a council meeting or discussed by staff at this time. I don't know. I don't know where that stands, but
No, if I could update the committee, Laura's correct. I haven't seen anything pass through council with regards to it. I mean, there's been some notions. I think what we would be doing is looking for a presentation from our facility manager with something in from Public Works, because it's a Public Works aspect.
yeah.
I think the overall thought with the building has been that it served us well for the last 50 plus years as an arena. My own personal hopes is that there's still a little bit of life left in it, and it can be transitioned to something that could also be helpful for the community. But that's my own personal thoughts, without any engineering background or anything like that.
And Jen, I'll jump to you in a second there, Kevin, but if the town does change the use or do something, it would come back to committee if we're changing and either upgrading or adding or doing something, because it is a town building, so you guys would know about it as well.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Yeah, Kevin?
Do we own that land, and can they say tear that down and put something else up there?
The town owns the property that the arena is on, yes.
Okay.
And they can absolutely
Do whatever they want with it.
whatever comes forward and council approves, that will be what happens there for sure. But yes, we do own the land there.
Perfect.
So that's everybody. I'll just jump to say the next meeting, apart from the special meeting, is April 7th. And then if there's no more formal questions, I'll stop the recording.
Laura.
Yep.
You didn't ask Michelle.
Laura.
Oh, I didn't think she was there. I haven't heard her.
Yes, Michelle.
Oh, I've been listening. I don't have anything to say. The only thing I have to say is this is a fantastic committee.
All right.
Oh, well, thank you, Michelle.
And if you need my help with anything, just,
We'll let you know
if you
for
guys
sure.
need help with anything.
Yep. So what I'll do now is I'll just stop. I'll stop.
Are
the
we off
recording
camera,
for-
Laura?
No, 1 second. I'm just going to stop it. And then, so that's the formal portion of the meeting. And then we'll just, we'll end it there. Okay. All right. So.